Royal guards look kind of ridiculous with those bearskin hats on, don't they? Aren't you tempted to knock those hats off their silly heads? But do so at your own peril. Sadly, too many of you have found out the hard way. In today's video, our very own school of silly walks and hard knocks is telling you all the insane reasons why you should never, ever mess with a royal guard. Before we get started, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of our new videos. First up at number 1, what is a royal guard? A royal guard is a group of military bodyguards, soldiers, or armed retainers responsible for the protection of a royal person, such as the emperor or empress, king or queen, prince or princess. The Queen's Guard must protect all the residences of the British monarch. While they're mostly associated with Buckingham Palace in central London, they can also be seen at Windsor Castle, St. James Palace, or the Tower of London. There are strong similarities between America's Sentinels of the Tomb of the Unknown and the United Kingdom's Queen's Guard. Both are highly respected positions within their respective armed forces. Both remain stoic in the face of rain and frost, and both put disrespectful tourists in their proper place, at the drop of a hat, quite literally. The Queen's Guard stands watch at the royal residences, but over time has become more ceremonial than practical. The London Metropolitan Police guards the Queen, but the Royal Guard remains outside just in case. Number 2. Don't prank them. Why do people prank one another? Well, because it's great fun, and what would be more fun than pranking motionless sentries? Tourists all year round try to get a smile out of the Royal Guard with silly jokes and facial expressions. There have been reports of desperate young women flashing them just to get a bit of a reaction. These highly trained sentries bite their tongue at almost any mild distraction. That is, until they get provoked a little too much. That is the time they really put their foot down, on the side of your face, if possible. Here, captured on camera, an American tourist and her friend behind the camera decide to play a little trick on a royal guard. The tourist standing next to him, making up a long story of how she spent her whole day hanging out with him and blah 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 blah. He cuts her short and marches off. Suddenly, he turns back and yells out loud, "Stand clear of the arches." She'd better stay clear of his arches if she knows what's good for her. Luckily, he's smiling, but not all guards are such good sports as this one clearly is. Number 3, they hate dancing. Lacking a sense of humor, or anything really, royal guards get ticked off when people dance near them. In this video, a girl is dancing and posing next to a royal guard. Can you guess what's about to happen? The closer and closer to him she gets, the more annoyed he becomes. Finally, he displays his agitation by lifting his leg like a horse. If that doesn't crack you up, you must be just as daft as he is. Things become more serious when he grabs his gun. This leaves the girl horrified, fearing for her life. Guess her dance moves don't turn this client on. In another silly instance, a tourist stands between two guards and starts dancing. This is without a doubt the worst attempt at dancing I've seen. It really hurts my poor eyes. Anybody got soap? Gotta clean them out. One of the guards just hollers, "Halt, get yourself away." Here, I must agree with the guard on this one. Get yourself away, man. I never want to see you again. Number 4, pushing you out of the way. On duty, the Queen's Guard must march in whichever direction they're told to. If you are an unfortunate soul getting in their way, just beware of their big stomping boots. They aren't trained to swerve away at the last moment. In an incident in London, a group of people are standing around looking at God knows what before getting bombarded by a guard arriving out of nowhere. He has marched along the street and simply shoved an innocent but dopey looking woman out of his way. He then marches off with a big grin on his psychopathic little face. That's kind of sadistic, I'd say. Even more sadistic could be wearing a hat made from an endangered bear. In another instant, the guard yells out to the crowd, "Stand guard," before stopping into the crowd. What does stand guard even mean? I guess it's pretty safe to say these guys don't have good manners. Number 5, you might just get shot. Everyone who is everyone knows how important Buckingham Palace is in England, but you might not know that the Queen's Guard outside the palace takes their job very seriously. They should, because royals do reside inside the palace. But this video really does take the royal cake. As one of the royal guards stands there minding his own business, a tourist starts climbing the fence. Immediately, the guard points his rifle at the tourist and starts shouting. Moral of the story is that it's best not to climb the palace fence too high, or at all. You might just get blown away or impaled by a bullet from a dude who wears a giant bear fur hat. Number 6, shouting at tourists. One of the Queen's Guards is caught on camera. This guard, looking like Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast, loses his temper and runs toward the tourists. Better not get too close to one of the Queen's Guards. You might just get burnt at the stake. Number 7, 2 is a crowd. Chances are if you're in a group, the Royal Guard is gonna get you one way or another. Like any other day in London, the Queen's Guard is marching down a street doing their thing. That's until a bunch of people stand in their way. The guard are shouting out as loudly as they can, startling everyone around them, including innocent young girls. But who gives people with such ugly costumes the right to tell us off? Number 8, their horses are crazy too. If you're thinking that their charade couldn't get any more dangerous, think again. In this video, a royal guard is riding his horse. His horse goes wild at innocent bystanders. Barely able to control the reins, the horse tramples all over the guard, knocking him out and leaving him with a broken collarbone. Incidents between horses, royal guards, and spectators spectators happen all the time. Horses can be dangerous in cities. It's not only dangerous for civilians, but for the guards and the horses too. Don't mess with horses. Do not mess with them. I can tell you from bitter personal experience. They'll kick you right in the groin and leave you lying on the ground. Number 9. They kick. In another unfortunate event, a lady in a yellow dress is posing for the camera, but suddenly a phantom guard appears behind her and kicks her out of his way. Be careful, ladies. Dressing to impress might just leave you with a bruise or two. Number 10. No photos. How would you feel if a random stranger walked up to you and started taking pictures with you? But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you like it. But maybe you don't stand like a statue doing nothing all day, wearing a bright red jacket and a wacky hat. In one video, an old lady is trying to take a photo with a guard. He clearly doesn't like her. Shoving her out of the way is not a sign of internal endearment after all. I'd sue for harassment if I were her. The truth is that most royal guards hate having their photographs taken. Maybe they should just change their profession if they don't like it. Number 11. Death to impersonators. If you really want to get on the bad side of the Queen's Guard, march just the same as them. In a recent video, a girl is marching next to a guard and a whole bunch of kids join in on the fun. Unexpectedly, the guard turns towards them, yelling at them to stop. Yikes, no copycatting the bear hat, guys. Number 12. Making you feel like an idiot. It might not be the cleverest of moves to throw something at another human being, especially a royal guard. Check out this video where a woman randomly decides to throw her glove at the guard, expecting him to pick it up. He ignores the stupid lady and does a trick with his gun. Aye, lady, throw your glove somewhere else or not at all. Number 13. No touchy. Look at this video of a tourist touching the face of a royal guard. Getting the fright of his life, the guard responds in a posh voice, "Do not touch the Queen's Guard." Alrighty then, lesson learned. Another tourist, however, learns the hard way when he reaches out to touch the guard's, sword. This might sound suggestive, but we're talking about an old-fashioned sword that can slice you in two. In this instance, the tourist touches the sword with his finger. The guard gives him a dirty look, but maybe he liked it. Number 14. They don't like kids either. Let's face it, their job is security. That's all. There's nothing worse than a bunch of kids who distract them from doing their job. Kids, however, have a knack for breaking rules. Did you know that you're not allowed to touch the fence near the royal palace? Bad luck for this kid who gets yelled at by the royal guard for sitting on a fence. Better sit somewhere else, mate. Try a bench next time. Last on our list at number 15. Ignoring us. Look at this video of an American tourist testing the boundaries of a royal guard. Reading out loud a whole bunch of jokes, everyone starts laughing. Everyone except the guard, who just stands there like an imbecile. It's a waste of time trying to make these guys laugh. There's not much going on in these chubby bare-hatted melons. Telling you. That's it for today, guys. Hope you've learned your lessons to never mess with a royal guard. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and leave us a comment down below in the comment section.